Hey y'all. Hey y'all, and welcome to She's Cultivating, where I share with you my personal growth, faith, and self-care journey. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some words of encouragement. This year, you and I, we gotta do things differently. Gotta stop waiting for people to catch up and realize that's it. You're not gonna be the same you. That you're not gonna be the same you, and stop trying to make people comfortable and stop dimming your light. Just do it. Just do it. Be encouraged by God. Let God fill you up. Let Him pour His Spirit into you. Seek God for understanding, because you can't. If you're gonna wait for somebody for you to change, for your life to look different, you're gonna be waiting forever. You're gonna be on their time, and we're not on their time this year. We're not on nobody's time this year. You gotta be on God's time. I think that's the right time to be on. Not on your time, but God's time. If God says to move, I pray and seek boldness so that we are going to be able to move correctly, step into the right doors, and just have a year like no other. I mean, what else is there to say? Just feel rejuvenated, you know? There's nothing like being in His presence. I feel like even going on a vacation is not enough of escape to get away from worries and just everything that goes on in this world and in our daily lives. But being in God's presence is the answer for me. I'm just thankful for God, for His presence, that any of us could get in His presence. All of us can get in His presence. You just have to be eager, willing, and open to want to be in His presence. And ask for help. I guess if He says that He wants you to change a certain area of your life, you know, you gotta kind of like be open to it. Because what's the point? What's the point in hiring a coach if you're not going to listen to Him? I mean, we're not hiring God, but allowing Him to do a good work in us. Like, what's the point if we're not going to listen? So yeah, guys, this year we're stepping out in boldness, being who you are, being the true you, being the light of this world. Yeah, I think that I want to share with you guys the word that I kept feeling in my heart, that it was the word. It was what I need to focus on every step of the way. So I'm going to share with you the word. Well, first of all, there's one of the verses is 2 Timothy 1:7. Maybe I should find it. Let me see if I can find it right quick. It's the one where he says, God has not given me the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind, which is so important, y'all. Because when you're trying to get to the next level, and you got the enemy and just old stuff up in your head, like telling you differently than what God's telling you, like, nah, like, we need to like pray that away. So yeah, this is the ESV version, and it says what I said, that I believe. For God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. And yeah, when I go a little bit higher in verse 6, 2 Timothy verse 6, it says, for this reason I remind you to fan. For this reason I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. So yeah, like, even though God gives us gifts, we have to fan them. We have to nurture them. We have to remind ourselves every day that this is what it is, and I'm not going back. This is what God says it is, and I'm going to believe it. And that's it. So now this is another part, and there's a lot of verses like this telling us not to worry. The other one is Philippians, and this was given to me by somebody else, but this was Philippians 4 and 6, and it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer, supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. And I'm going to go a little bit higher. It says verse 4. So Philippians chapter 4 verse 4. It says, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice. Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand. Do not be anxious. Verse 6. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer, supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. So that's like key right there. That's like key, major key. Because I feel like God is like telling us how to pray, you know? Like he's telling us, like, first of all, you need to believe, like have faith, like don't be anxious, have faith in God. And everything, he just wants us to pray, to speak to him. You have to come to him correct. Like you come to a king, you feel me? Like, you are my God. You are my Alpha and Omega. You are my God. You are my Father. You are my rock. You are everything that I need. So then, yeah, that's how you come to him in prayer. You have to come to him correct with supplications. I need to look that up, but that feels like, you know, like that feels like knowing who God is, like, versus who you are. Like, that's what that feels like. And Thanksgiving, that's just being thankful for the things that you do have, the things that he has done for you in the past, that he's doing for you right now, the way that you see God moves in your life, you know. And you have to repent as well. That's something that I did recently learn, but yeah, it doesn't say like repent here, but like you want your heart to be right. You always want your heart to be right when you come to God. And that's a word for me too. So yeah, and then it says, let your requests be known to God. Let God know like what you're struggling with, what you're dealing with. Let God know. I mean, God already knows. God knows you inside out, but I feel like now it's maybe the purpose of that, and that's just from my own understanding, is like that's how you build a relationship, you know. That's how you build a relationship, with communication, with letting someone know what you need from them, also respecting that person and just listening to what they have to say. So this message was not supposed to be this long, but I just hope and I pray that it sits well with you, and it makes sense to the right person or people. So yeah, just seek God for understanding, and seek God for your strength, and in everything just pray to God, and don't worry, for God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So yeah, y'all, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.